What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And there's something I kind of wanted to touch upon regarding the real life fake wizard, and something that somebody actually brought to my attention, or a really good point that somebody made. A guy with a YouTube channel called Legendary Badass, on my last video about the real life fake wizard, he mentioned the fact that this guy, he spent 11 minutes and 20 seconds just to tell us nothing but that Fire Emblem being put on the GameCube NSO was, somehow greedy or anti-consumer because they're not also giving us the option to just buy and own the game outright. So, in other words, this guy, something he could have just said in like a few minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes maybe, he stretched it all the way to 11 minutes and 20 seconds. So that way the video could be longer, so he could put more ads into the video, so he could shill for, his sponsor or whatever. And that just shows you guys how fake a lot of these big YouTubers are. They'll take a topic that you shouldn't really have to spend too much time on, but they'll take that topic and they'll just stretch it out as long as they possibly can. Now, I could understand if you're coming up with ideas or you're theorizing or whatever, but that's not what this guy was doing. I mean, all he really said throughout the entire video was, oh, look, Nintendo is being very greedy with Fire Emblem. They're putting it on the GameCube NSO and we have to pay $50 a year instead of just giving us the option to buy it for $60 and own the game. Now, here's another thing I want to point out and touch upon, because there's some people in my last video that made some good points. That is kind of stupid to say, because if Nintendo was to do that, if Nintendo was to give us the option to buy the game digitally, guess what? You still don't really own the game if you purchase it digitally. And what, do you expect Nintendo to make physical copies of an old GameCube game like that? Like, that wouldn't make any sense. Like, nobody's gonna buy that. Now, he did say, oh, why didn't they just remaster the game? Here's the thing, I don't really think that many people are begging for a remastered Fire Emblem game from GameCube. So, I don't see why they should even, waste time really doing that. There's really no reason. It's a turn-based game, all right? It's not this freaking awesome, real-time action game that, requires updated visuals, frame rates or anything like that, because no, it's just a turn-based game. It's absolutely fine the way it is, so it's not like we need it to be remastered. So it's a very stupid argument to say that Nintendo's being anti-consumer by not giving us the option to just buy the game and own it, because most of these clowns believe that you don't own the game if you buy it digitally, right? So I just kind of find that funny. But yeah, this idiot, he made a 11-minute, 20-second video just about that alone. And most of his arguments were very stupid. And he spent some time also shilling for his sponsor. And the video is just long, so that way he could put as many ads as possible. And of course, it's another video that is negative against Nintendo, because that's what's going to make this clown the most money. Now, somebody brought to my attention that this same idiot, he started off talking bad about Star Wars, like Disney and Star Wars or whatever, when that was like a very popular talking point. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of these grifters on YouTube, I think that's how it all started. If I'm not mistaken, it all started with Disney bastardizing Star Wars, and pissing off the fandom. And so because of that, a lot of YouTubers, they kind of like they saw how many people were getting pissed off about it, how people just outright rejected Disney's version of Star Wars, and so they kind of went along with it. And that's when all of these grifters were pretty much born. They were born out of those years when we got these garbage woke Star Wars movies from Disney. And so a lot of these same guys, they're really fake. Let me just say that, because if these movies were popular and a lot of people accepted them, loved them, then they'd be going along with it, right? That's what they'd be doing. These guys aren't really, they're not as, conservative and right-wing as they pretend to be. They're not. In fact, there's a lot of these idiots who are praising that piece of shit game, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. A garbage ass game that has, gay shit in it. It, gives you the option to do some really disgusting stuff, and it has a whole scene in there apparently. And that apparently is fine, and they say it's fine because it's optional. That's bullshit. Just because it's optional doesn't make it fine. It's fucking stupid. It's so stupid. The fact that something like that would even be an option to begin with. Then some other people would say, well, there wouldn't be anything wrong with it if Henry, the main character, was already established as being gay or bisexual in the previous game. No, that's still stupid. That's still degenerate. That's still garbage, having that kind of filth in the game to begin with. Does not matter if he was canonically straight before. If he was canonically bisexual or gay before, that's still woke garbage. That's still disgusting. That's still degenerate. So a lot of these guys, they're really fake. They don't have any conviction, any morals, any principles or anything like that. They just go with what is popular on the internet. And because a lot of stupid people shield for that garbage game, they have a fan base that just decided to defend the game because they really enjoyed the first one, and they just want to cope and act like, that being added into the second game is no big deal. They, these fake ass YouTubers, these grifters, decided, yeah, we'll defend this game. We'll say there's nothing wrong with that. And to say, well, it's optional, therefore it's not bad. Well, what if it was an option to be a pedophile and go after young children in that game? Are you going to defend that bullshit too? No, so why the hell do you defend this? It's really stupid. So yeah, there's a lot of these grifters that are hating on Nintendo. It's mainly because that is what is popular on the internet, and the reason it's popular on the internet is because the internet is full of losers who don't have anything to play right now. If you own the PlayStation 5, you're a loser. You don't have anything. There's nothing to look forward to. All right? Your games suck. Your console that you bought, PS5, PS5 Pro, whatever it may be, is a piece of trash. It's worthless. And so that's why you're on the internet all the time crying about Nintendo. Just look at my YouTube channel. You got so many fucking losers coming back to my comment section to cry and bitch and leave their stupid ass comments thinking they're accomplishing something. It's like, dude, all you do is leave butthurt filled comments, getting mad at me, talking shit about Nintendo. It's like, if you really think Nintendo sucks that bad and that whatever console you're playing on is way better, why are you wasting time on my channel? Unless you secretly like my channel and you're trying to boost the algorithm, you're trying to get more people to come watch. Which I highly doubt that's what it is. I think it's just that you're so pathetic, you have no choice but to spend most of your time on the internet, talking all this bullshit, thinking that people are gonna believe what you're saying and it's gonna make a difference in the grand scheme of things, but it ain't. So, yeah, this guy on that video, 24,000 views, and that was 4 days ago. Total fake ass grifter, He's gonna go with the popular opinion, and the popular opinion on the internet, not in real life, not outside of the internet. It's just the popular opinion on the internet and specifically in the gaming community. And because a popular thing to do is to talk shit about Nintendo and make, PlayStation 5 fangirls happy, PC fangirls happy, Xbox fangirls happy, Sega fangirls happy, that's what they're gonna do. So yeah, this guy, he's a fake ass motherfucker. Real life fucktard is what this guy is. And yeah, I just wanted to touch upon that. People made some great points about that. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys later.